Hey folks, hope you're surviving this cold weather and the snow and ice and all of that. Hopefully your power's still on. I want to show you something because I just like to start some shit, especially when it comes to my money, okay? And a lot of people are so into listening what other people say and taking their word for it. Let me show you this. Let's go over here, all right? And let me show you this.
Because that's your personal phone, I'd advise you to stop it because I can FOIA request every single picture that's on that phone by the Freedom of Information Act.
So I can get yours too.
No, because I'm not a public servant like you are. You're paid by the public.
And I'm trying to work and you're interfering with that.
You're not trying to work, you're harassing
your
me.
public records request.
There you go.
Goodbye.
Awesome. Because that's your personal phone, I'd advise you to stop it because I can FOIA request every single picture that's on that phone by the Freedom of Information Act.
So I can get yours too.
No, because I'm not a public servant like you are. You're paid by the public.
I'm just letting
And I'm
play for a
trying to
little
work
while.
and you're interfering with that.
You're not trying to work, you're
Here is
harassing
your
me.
public records request.
There you go.
Goodbye.
Awesome. Because that's your personal phone.
Okay, that's just one. It's called the Freedom of Information Act, okay? You have a right as a resident of Rocky Mount, North Carolina, to go in there and get public records because all this is public records. Where is this money going? All right, let's try this one.
Here are 3 tips for filing FOIA requests. 1 would be specific about what you're asking for. 2, if you don't know what you're asking for, find someone who does, who can help you tailor your request to know that there's a specific record that exists, or probably does exist. And the 3rd one would just be persistent. Have scheduled reminders to follow up on your request and keep dogging the officials who are supposed to give you what you're looking for. Here are 3.
Okay. We need to find out who spends the money, who approves spending, and where is the money going? How much is a thing? For example, let's say Home Street, which is, I forget what, it's over there by, I forget the name of that restaurant that was across the street, or any street that's getting paved. You want to know how much of your money, your tax dollars, are going into paving that road. That's what you want to know. Who approved the project and all of that. How much is the project? How much is being spent on the project? How much materials are being used for that project? You want to know. And the best way to find out is the Freedom of Information Act. As a resident of Rocky Mount, North Carolina, you have a right to know. And they must give it to you. You can hound them for it because they're not just going to give it to you willingly. They're not. You're not going to get it willingly. But you can get it. And no one can say no. Not even a judge. Okay, they can stall, they can put up roadblocks and all of that, but you have a right to know. What you want to know is the balance when you start suspecting money, exorbitant amounts of money being mishandled. Okay, I want to use the word stolen. That's the word I want to use. But let's just give the city officials the benefit of the doubt. And let's just say it was mishandled or there was a mistake made in bookkeeping and all of that. Okay, let's just say that. Let's start from a time when there was a 0 on the left and a 0 on the right. Everything was equal. Let's start from there. Freedom of Information Act, you want records from, let's say, 2012 up until now. If you want to do 2015 up until now. And find when the money started being mishandled. You have to have a basis to start from. You have to have a place where you can actually know what you're talking about. And we may not know what we're talking about right now, but in those records, there is something in those records that stands out, and it needs to be found. So if enough people go in there and file for the Freedom of Information Act, use the Freedom of Information Act to file for those public records, they have to give them to you. That is the law. Find out. Let's find the person or the people that are mishandling this money. Don't just go in these meetings and listen to what they're saying, which is basically a new, like the remix of what they said the last meeting. Fuck that. Don't listen to the shit that they're saying. Get the proof. Don't play this again. Let's play this again.
Tips for filing FOIA requests. One would be specific about what you're asking for. Two, if you don't know what you're asking for, find someone who does, who can help you tailor your request to know that there's a specific record that exists, or probably does exist. And the third one would just be persistent. Have scheduled reminders to follow up on your request and keep dogging the officials who are supposed to give you what you're looking for. Here are
Okay.
You ever heard of the Freedom of Information Act? This is an act that was passed in the 1960s to allow for more informational freedom coming from the government. This has been a long-standing thing in the United States that we like to know what the heck is going on in our government. But there's actually many different acts, the most important one being that Freedom of Information Act in the 1960s. However, there are many other ones. Now, if you wanted to submit a Freedom of Information Act request or a FOIA request, how would you go about doing that? There can be a lot of different reasons for this. You might want to know some super secret thing that's happening in the CIA or FBI or who knows where, or you might be looking at something like the American Battle Monuments Commission, which I think is a super interesting government organization, and you can just go onto foia.gov and they'll tell you all about it. Maybe this information is something as simple as you can't find anywhere where they're talking about the exact purchase price for hammers. You would be able to go and submit a Freedom of Information Act request into whichever government. You ever heard of the Freedom of Information Act?
Okay. One person can file for this or many. It doesn't matter if every resident of the city files for this request. Get your information. Don't sit back and wait for, look, if there's anyone taking your money, they're not just going to say, okay, I'm taking your money. I'm stealing your money. I'm mishandling your money. No one's going to volunteer that information. And no matter how many reporters you have out there after these meetings, they're not going to admit it. You're going to walk out with the same shit that you walked out of with weeks ago. You're going to hear the same shit in the meetings. At this point, it doesn't matter how I'm saying it. You're going to hear the same shit in the meetings. Your money is being stolen. If you go down the street with your car and hit a pothole that's been there forever, what are you going to do about it? You're going to be pissed. So why not be pissed about your money? Where are they spending this money? Because I don't see shit in Rocky Mount. I don't see nothing being done in Rocky Mount. Make them tell you where that money went, and you'll find out. There's guarantee someone is taking a lot of money. Someone's taking a lot of money. Don't sit there and be pimped by your city. Don't be used like a tool by your city. Let's play this.
Drive Time makes it easy to buy a car.
Yeah, already approved. That was easy.
Yep, and you can even customize.
Okay, so you want information about something the government knows. You can actually ask for it.
It's FOIA. It stands for the Freedom of Information Act. It's a federal law that essentially enables people in the public to get access to government information. So if you have a question for the Department of Justice and you want to know how much money the Attorney General makes, you can send a FOIA request in.
You can request information from any federal agency, but not the president or Congress. And states have open records laws too, so you can ask, how many city council meetings did the mayor attend? What's in the police report for a crime on my block?
Kimbrielle submits open records requests like all the time, and she's revealed things that the public didn't know about. That reporting has gone into stories that have won the Pulitzer Prize.
Now, in this clip that we just watched, I saw a section where some things were redacted. Guaranteed, if there are some things redacted in your request, in the paperwork, they're hiding something.
If you have questions, say for instance you knew that a police officer was involved in a shooting, you can get information about that officer, including an investigative report that will detail exactly what happened and how that person was disciplined as well. I love submitting public records requests. I love when I get documents. It's almost like the holidays, and I'm looking for that big package with a rubber band saying it's from some government or police department.
Are you guys the nerdiest people here at the...
All right, when you go and do this request, I guarantee you they're going to put up a roadblock. They're going to come up with some bullshit, okay? They're going to stall you. They're going to come up with this double speak. They're going to try to add this word and that word into their explanation. They're going to try to appease you if you are dogmatic, and be dogmatic, be the bull. They're going to try to appease you and say, well, Mr. Savage, well, we'll see what we can do. No, fuck that. Get me what I want. Get the information. Now, get the information. Submit the paperwork and dog them every day. Every day. You best believe they're hiding something, okay?
Washington Post?
Probably the nerdiest people who put words on the page.
I think Stephen might have you in competition, but... How many FOIA requests did you file last year?
I filed probably around 1,500 open records requests last year, including a little more than 1,000 for one project that I was
Are you
working on.
serious?
I am. I can FOIA anything. I'm not going to get everything. So I can ask for communications, text messages on a government phone. I can ask for emails. I can ask for Post-it notes that they write on their desks.
So this is your right. If you're going down to your city hall or the city government office or the utilities office or whatever, and you're paying your money to pay your bill, that money is going to the city. Look, they've built systems to deliver water. Water drops out of the sky. Water is free, but we're paying for the delivery of it. Without a water bill, without tickets, without a bill of some sort from your city cannot operate. So it's your city too, because you're paying into your city, and you have a right to know how much money, the money that you're spending, where is it going? Don't let some fucks tell you, we had to do this, when you clearly can see that nothing is getting done in this city. Nothing is getting done in the city of Rocky Mount. The roads are still shit. I mean, when you go down the street and you see patchwork in the streets, but nothing's ever gotten paved. The same street in the same condition for 5, 10 years, and you're still hitting potholes, and you're still hitting bumps in the road and all that shit, okay? You know that nothing is getting paid. They just fired 100-something people when this thing was announced. There are more tickets being passed out because they have to get that money back. They're being audited, but you don't know. what the report is. You get it yourself. Don't sit back and let someone just dig in your pocket. Get it yourself. And don't listen to what the fuck they're saying, because they're not telling you the truth. They're not going to admit anything. They're just going to stonewall you. They're just going to send you around the bend, around the corner, and all that shit. Get the information and start being aggressive. What I mean about aggressive, okay. You go in that new building or you go in that place to pay your bill. What do they say? Hey, Mr. Savage, how are you? And motherfucker, I'm getting ready to give you $700 fucking dollars. Don't ask me how the fuck I'm doing, because I don't want to give it to you. Don't be so nice to them. Well, they're not the one that they're arguing. I'm not the one that does. I don't give a shit. You work for them. I don't give a shit. You're part of the same fucking shit. You work for them. I can be the way I want to be as long as I don't put my hands on you. I can cuss your ass out. You just ain't gonna like it. But I certainly don't have to be, real nice to you or anything like that. I'm telling you straight up. Don't ask me how I'm doing. Don't say good morning or anything like that, because it's not a good morning. I'm getting ready to give you $700. And don't say have a good day. What the fuck? That may be a little extreme, but I bet you they won't be all nice and shit to you. You know, all happy and smell like everything is rainbow smoothies and shit. You're getting ready to give them $700 of your money that you went out there and worked for, that you did your overtime for. And they want to say, hey, how are you? Get the information, y'all. Let's find out who's taking money. Let's find out how many people are taking money. And let's pin their ass to the fucking wall by taking their asses to court and suing them, and putting their asses in jail where they need to be, and get your money back. Because after this step, then you start filing subpoenas. You take their asses to court, take the whole fucking city to court. Take them to court. Get your money back. That's when you broadcast this shit all over the fucking state of North Carolina. Don't move to this city. Don't move to the city of Rocky Mount. Whatever city is being serviced by Rocky Mount Utilities, don't move to that city. Don't live in that city. And if you are living in that city, find out where your money is going and pin their asses to the wall. And don't let up. Don't let no one talk you out of this. Get your money. I'm the Savage Psychotica, and I aim to stir up some shit.